Hey guys, it's me again. I don't even know what number video this is. I think it's the fourth one. So we talked about Brian, that's Zach's dad. Talked about Tim and Lee. They both died the week before Christmas. And yes, I had another relationship. Um, and this was in 2009. Um, it was after I left Lee, but not right after. So I was doing this. Excuse me. I was bored, so I would do online gambling. I didn't pay or anything. It was just fun. And you could see pictures of everybody, and it was cool. I was like addicted to it. I needed to be. The minute I woke up and fed the kids, I wanted to go gamble. So to make a long story short, I met this guy Kevin off there. Okay, we went on a date. We had some drinks, and he seemed to really like me. Um, and I know I say the same thing about every guy. I just didn't have the same feelings. I didn't. I really didn't have the same feelings that he did. Okay? So I met him in 2009. Okay? And then we dated and blah, blah, blah. He'd come over and stay a lot. And we found a place to move in together. We were going to move together. Pretty far, you know. I was familiar with the area, but it was still pretty far for me. It was closer for him to his parents. He's very close to his parents. Anyways, um, I, he could sense that I didn't feel the same way as him. He would always say, "Oh my God, you always pull away from me," and da 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 da. And so I'm just gonna wrap this up real fast. One day he came in, got his stuff with his dad. He started just collecting his items and left. And I was like, "What are you doing?" I was hysterical. I didn't know what to say, you know? Because I already felt bad for Zach moving all around and everything, my oldest. And, you know, that's a lot on a kid. And here I was in another relationship that didn't work out. And it was a shock. It was a very big shock because before we even moved in together, one day he just came in and gave me a ring. He wanted to get married, and then another day he came in my house I lived in before we moved in together, and he had my name tattooed on his fingers, Lori. I couldn't believe it. I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to think, you know. I don't think I've ever been good in relationships. I mean, I don't know why. I think it's me. I don't know. But what I will say, because I don't want to really get into this relationship, because he put me through a lot too. He wasn't abusive, but he did things that weren't appropriate. And it's sad because I'm looking at these names. I'm writing them down. Brian, Tim, Eric, Lee, and then Kevin. Kevin left me in 2010, and I've been single ever since. I made a decision that I am not going to bring any man around my children again unless it's serious. Unless we date and they didn't meet my kids at all. And so here I am 13, 12 years later, single. But it's also hard to date when you're in chronic pain, you know? It's hard to explain to people how you feel, you know, like you don't want to complain about your pain, but you know, okay, now's the time where I usually lay on my heating pad, blah blah blah. So it's hard. It's been challenging, but my kids are older, and you know, they encourage me. They do. My daughter encourages me to find somebody. She doesn't want me to be alone. But I feel like a burden because of all the medical issues I have, and I hate talking about it to people, and I don't want to scare the guy away, you know. But you know, I'm 45 years old. I have a 23-year-old, an 18-year-old, and almost a 17-year-old. So I'm going to be an empty nester. And no, I don't want to be alone. Of course not. I don't want to settle either, because I just keep having flashbacks to all these relationships that were failures, you know. But you know what? I have 3 amazing children, and I don't regret that. So I can't regret the certain times I was with, the guys, these guys. Um, I don't know. I don't know why people make certain decisions. He left me. I didn't have a car. I didn't have money for food. He just stranded me. But somehow I made it happen. Got back to Pittsburgh, and got my shit together. And my pain had just started when Kevin moved out. I was just then getting pain. It wasn't bad. It was just like minor. I thought it would just fade away. So after he left me, that's when the pain started. And that's a whole nother story. We know that. I'm going to end this video right here shortly. I didn't even read everything that I wrote down. I just went from memory. But I guess the point I would make of these videos, if you get anything out of these, is don't settle for less. Okay? Don't do what I did. Don't settle for less because you're lonely or you're afraid you're never going to find somebody. Because when guys, when they mentally torture you and convince you that you're ugly, no one's going to want you, then sometimes you settle for less. But I promised myself after Kevin that I'm not going to bring guys around my kids. So I raised my kids, dealt with my pain, and then, took it from there. So that's it, guys. I hope I didn't make anyone depressed with these. I try to be comical. Yes, it's sad people died. Of course it is. But the past is the past. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. Not to settle for less. And I'm just gonna keep on fighting my pain, and hopefully you guys will continue this journey with me. Thank you for watching. I would really love for you guys to subscribe. I told myself, don't ask people that, but I really want to, my videos to get around and hear from other people, their stories. But okay, guys, see you later. Bye.